Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and the translation, it reads like this. I need 3 women to feed my snake, and these women that I'll be dating for 6 months, then they will enjoy my money but die in 2 years' time. I am a 51-year-old war veteran. I own a gold mine, a farm, and several houses here in Harare. I benefited as well from the land reform program, and the fortunate part about it was that one of the farm that we took from this other white British man, then we found gold there. There was a small stream that ran across his farm, and one day that was when one of my worker who used to be my father's garden boy, he was from Malawi. This man, we then taught him how to drive a tractor. So we had instructed him to clear the bushes that was close to that stream because we wanted to lay down an irrigation system from that little river back to our fields. As he was busy, he said when he was sleeping, that was when he had a dream. In his dream, he was walking the same way that he walked when he came from Malawi, like they used to follow the railway coming to Zim. He said as he was walking, that was when he met one of his grandfather who had since passed away, even by the time when he was still a young man. At that time when he migrated from Malawi coming to Zim, he saw his grandfather in his dream, and his grandfather said, "My son, where are you going?" And he said, "I am going to look for money. I am going to work on the farms there in Zimbabwe." And then he said that his grandfather told him that he was thirsty, and he said, "You are thirsty, where can I get this water?" And he was told to look for a river. So he started to look for a river, and when he found one, when he gave his grandfather some water to drink, that was when he disappeared. And he looked and he saw that at the place where he was standing, there was gold. When he woke up, he was feeling thirsty, and he saw that he did not carry enough water with him, and he got from his tractor and he went to fetch some water from that little river. And then that was when he saw a rock that was shining in the water. He kept on looking at it. When he picked it up, even though it was really small, he said it was very small. And I said, "This rock, why is it so heavy? Yet it is small like this." And he put it in his pocket. He then called me after a couple of days when he kept on wondering why he had that stone with him that was very heavy. I drove to my Zoe, and then he showed it to me, and I did not want to tell him that he had just found gold. All that I said to him, "Can you go and show me the place where you picked up this stone?" We went there, and I gave him some money, and I said that this is real gold. So before people had known that this was what was happening at my farm, me and my wife and my kids and my wife's brother, we used to go and pick up the gold at the river with that old man. He's very loyal to me the same way that he was loyal to my father. That is how I made so much money, started to do cattle breeding, and then I applied for the necessary permits so that I can have my small gold mine. I am a man who has been working very hard, and there are sometimes when me and my wife used to experience problems because she has diabetes and she is very strange. Sometimes she wants to sleep with me, sometimes she would not want to sleep with me. So what I then did was that it was far much better for me to find a young woman whom at least when I go to her, we can enjoy our time, because I am a man that is still very active in bed and my wife is no longer active. I have slept with as many young women as I can because I noticed that all of these women, all that they love, it is money. To them, when they look at me, I am just a blesser. I am not someone whom they can call a husband because of my age. And usually I date women from 18 up to 23 years old. I don't want anything above that. And I have many houses that I have bought here in my country, in South Africa, to keep my properties safe if there is anything that will ever happen in this country. So I know that my properties are going to be safe. But for me to be safe, when I started to notice that some of my livestock, it will just disappear, I was then told to go and gather some soil from a grave of a stranger, a person that I never knew. So I drove at night, entered into this other cemetery, then took some soil. It worked for a couple of years, but things started to change. Things did not work out. Rather, I was now being chased by demons that I could not even control. It was the spirit of that dead man. I then was introduced to this other man who was an ambassador in Western Africa, but from our country. And when I was speaking with him of all the challenges that I was facing, he then told me a story of when his son was about to die. They went and they visited this other powerful traditional healer from Benin, and he told me that the man could assist me to chase away these demonic spirits. So I visited that ambassador when he was still stationed there in Western Africa. He told me everything, and he took me to a small village which was very deep in the forest. There I met an old man. This man then told me that the reason as to why I was unable to succeed in each and everything that I will be doing, it was because of my enemies. It was because of the cries of that white man that we had taken his farm by force. So each and every time he would cry unto God, because that man, we kicked him out. He did not even have anything. The clothes that he was wearing, him and his wife and his child, that was the clothes that we kicked them out with. Even their dog, I took their dogs and I started to have my own good breed, which I still have to this very day. There were those ones that are called Boer bulls, those ones that are very fearless. They can even chase a lion. Those were the dogs that he had the time that when we went and we took the farm by force. It is quite a good breed that I do have at my house in Borodal, as well as at all of my farms. So they keep thieves out and they are very fearless. So the man then told me that there was a problem that was happening. That man, wherever he was, he would pray and he would cry unto God, because the farm, he had bought it with his own money. He was not a beneficiary of colonialism. He was a man who used to work in the mines, and he used the money from his salary, and he started buying off that property, in which I took it from him by force. So his prayers were going to God, and that was what was affecting me in my business, as well as the spirit of that man. He would come to me, even though I could not hear him, and accuse me in front of God, for I had used the soil from his final resting place. So this man then said that you need now to control your money, because the spirits are the ones that are controlling your money. And I was then taken into this other dark hut where there were rituals that were performed on me. My finger was cut just a little bit and was mixed with blood and black powder, which was like black pepper. I was told to drink it, and then they brought a small snake which was inside a clay pot, and it was placed in my hands, and I was told that this was going to be my friend, and I had to take care of it, and it was going to take good care of me. And then I returned back to my country. I followed all the instructions. To my surprise, at my mine, whenever I sponsor these illegal gold miners, the way that they get the gold, it is unimaginable. If you know the German mines, I even went there and I sponsored some illegal gold miners. That is where I made so much money. And then I had a terrible dream. That man told me that my snake is hungry. That man from Benin who helped me, I ignored the dream at first, but strange things was like happening each and every time. My money stopped coming and my business was collapsing. Because I had money, it could not collapse overnight. So I called my friend and he said that, yeah, you need to return there. But he was no longer stationed in that Western African country as an ambassador. He was in another country now. I went there alone, and then that man told me that since this snake wanted money, it survives on the wombs of the young women that I'll be sleeping with. So I returned back with that mission. I went to this other club here in Borodale. I met a very young, confused, beautiful woman who was looking for a blesser. I took her to my other house, gave her money, made her to feel like a queen. She thought that she had found a real guy. For 6 months, I was spoiling her. Then she passed away. She was really sick, this woman. So the snake has been surviving on the blood of that young woman. Now the clay pot, because this snake, it stays inside this clay pot, that blood has run dry. Now this spirit want me to find 3 women. These women that I'll be sleeping with, they are going to enjoy me for 6 months. They must sleep with the snake, sleeping with me as well. Then after the 6 months, they will go their separate ways. I will give them money. This is the money that they are going to use only for 2 years, in which after 2 years, the women will die. So I don't know if there is any woman out there who is saying that her life is cursed. She does not want to live anymore. I am going to teach her how to sleep with this snake, how to sleep with me. For 6 months only is she going to enjoy my money. After that, she can return back to her old life and then she can pass away. That is what I want you to tell your listeners. They can contact you and they can have a chat with me. I only need 3. I don't want more than that. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our brother right there. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. I know that there are a lot of women that will come who will say that they want these men's phone numbers. Yo,